Hey guys, it's Stacy with Chapter 6, and please excuse my appearance and the lighting. I sat in for my CPR certification today, so it took all day. A lot of people have been requesting that we start doing the hashtag Friday Reads video, which was started by Bunny Cates, so I'll link her channel down below, and this is my first Friday Reads video, and I also wanted to do a TBR thing. I'll explain that later. So for my weekend read, I'm planning on continuing reading Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I still have yet to finish this book, so my wrap up and my TBR at the next month is going to be very, very sad, but I am happy to say that I am making a lot of progress on it. This book is 550 pages long, and in the last couple days I have gotten halfway through it. It's starting to pick up, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this bad boy by the end of the weekend. That's what I'm hoping for. This video was very short and sweet. I wanted to incorporate something else, especially since you guys already know I'm reading Crime and Punishment. So I decided to make a TBR jar. Now, I have said before, I think only to Jessica, that I really didn't like the concept of a TBR jar just because I have such an OCD when it comes to my personal reading list that picking a book at random would probably give me a mini panic attack. But I'm almost done with one of my challenges for the year, so I wanted to maybe incorporate a random pick. And I searched my house high and low for a jar that I can make all pretty and put on my shelf and all that, but I have no jars. None. So what I decided to do was put it in this. This is one of those hollow books that are $10 that you get at like hobby stores. I do not know who came up with the TBR jar concept. I will find it and I will link it down below so you can go check out that person's channel. I have way more unread books than this. This is just one shelf. I wanted to get the concept of it down before I lost all lighting. I do have a couple of rules when it came to my personal TBR box. Not to put down books that I had not read the first one in the series, if that makes sense. I'm not going to put down Insurgent because I have not read Divergent yet. Like, what if I pulled Insurgent? That would make no sense. Since I am a reviewer and I do group reviewings, if I pull an ology book, that means not only will I have to read that ology book, but I'll have to read 2 more to go with it so I can review them. The same with graphic novels. Yeah, that is the start of my TBR box. I can maybe even like put like TBR like up here. That would be pretty. So when it's finished, I will go show you guys the finished product probably in another hashtag Friday Reads video, because Jessica and I are going to be start doing these anytime that we can't get together for Friday videos. You've probably seen very many videos on how to make these, but the way I did it to make it simple, I took blank sketch paper, or you could do notebook paper, and then I took a big chunk of it and I cut that chunk into strips, so I wasn't like having to individually cut every strip. That saved me a bunch of time. Kind of sat down and wrote one shelf at a time and then folded the shelf and then put it in here. Let me pose a question for you. I'm just rambling because I feel like I need to have a video that's not a couple minutes long. If you have never watched a bookshelf tour for me, I have one case that's dedicated to my old tiny books that are like 50 plus years old, and I do not read them because I don't want them to fall apart. But the other day I was thinking about it and I'm like, that's actually pretty sad to know that there's a book on my bookshelf that is not going to be read in my lifetime, and it has probably not been read for a long time, and it's probably not going to be read again because it's in such a fragile state. So I was thinking, do you think that I should read the old editions of the books that I have? Like, in your personal opinion, if you had a book that was 50 plus years old, and I'm talking some of them I have that are like 200 years old, would you read it even at the risk of doing damage to the book? It's just like, I was looking at the shelf the other day and I felt very sad that all these books are not going to be read by me, that they're just like a treasure. I'm thinking about starting reading some of them. I don't know. Tell me your personal opinion. Like, what would you do if it was your book? Because I'm thinking maybe I might start reading some of them. Maybe. It depends. Maybe I'll do like a tester one that's not too valuable and try it on that and see how it will hold up. But some of them you can't even touch without pieces of the book falling off into your hand because they are so old. I'm sorry that it's not a jar. I feel like I'm not with everybody else on the hip trending train because everyone has a jar and I have a box, but I don't have a jar. Don't think that I just want to be cool and be like, hey, I got this hollow book. I want to make it my TBR jar or box thing. No, it's just I don't have a jar. I never realized how jarless my life is until I was looking for one. But I kind of like the box because I didn't really have a purpose for this box until then, because I really don't like to hide money in it because it's obvious that it's a fake book. People are going to look at it if they're looking for money. And everyone knows I hide my money on my bookshelves like that. But good luck finding it because I change books and what book it is in. And then sometimes I'll read a book and I'm like 20 bucks will fall out and be like, hey, that's a good day. Yeah, this was just supposed to be a short and simple video, but of course I can't make it a short and simple video. Yeah, guys, so I'm going to finish this thing up because I have a big plan for this next year. You're just going to have to wait and see what my big plan is for this next year. It's not really a big plan. It's just kind of going off the concept that's already got fire underneath of it. Thanks for watching my video and have a good weekend. Bye, guys.